Hai, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Muhammad Noor. I will introduce to you about the background of latest Pasir Gudang pollution caused by Sungai Kim Kim toxic waste. Have you ever heard of Kim Kim River water pollution? If you want to know, this is the first big-scale chemical pollution in Malaysia on 7 March 2019 at Pasir Gudang, Johor. The pollution affected 6,000 people and hospitalizing 2,775 people. Most of the victims were school students. 110 schools located near the river were subsequently closed. Dumping location under a bridge in Kota Masai on 6 March. The first wave of toxic pollution happens on 7 March, which result total 103 victims in surrounding area. The second wave happens on March 11 and third wave happens on March 12, which resulting total 366 victims in surrounding area. Next, I will pass to Mama Arfan to tell you about the how this happened.
Thank you, Muhammad Faiz. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arfan Hafiz bin Shahuri. In this video, I would like to present about the causes of toxic pollution in Kim Kim River. Pasir Gudang has thrust into the spotlight after being reported with 2 incidents of toxic chemical pollution in a row. The first incident was reported in March 2019. According to the National Police Chief, the incident of Kim Kim River pollution was due to illegal dumping of scheduled waste in the river. A tanker lorry from outside Pasir Gudang dumped 2.4 tons of chemical waste that released benzene, acrolein, hydrogen chloride, methane, and other dangerous chemical waste. The incident occurred near Kota Masai on night of 6 March 2019. 2 main suspects were charged at the Johor Session Court on 25 March for illegal disposal of chemical waste into the river, and their company, P-Tech Resources, was slapped with 15 charges to which they pleaded not guilty. Both of them have been charged earlier in the same court for conspiring with the lorry driver to dispose the scheduled waste into the river. This diagram shows the location of dumping site of the chemical waste in Pasir Gudang. The second incident was reported in June 2019 near Pasir Gudang Industrial Area. According to Malaysia's Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamaruddin, this incident was due to the high concentration of methyl mercaptan in the industrial area. The airborne pollution were caused by the leftover chemical waste which had previously polluted Kim Kim River that was supposed to have been cleaned up in the first incident. Next, I will pass this presentation to Muhammad Nur Faris to talk about the effect of this toxic pollution.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Faris bin Muhammad Nazri, and I will explain about what is the effect from the toxic pollution at Kim Kim River. For the first slide is the effect from the toxicity for human. Many students from 2 schools near the Kim Kim River is affected. The 2 schools is Sekolah Kebangsaan Taman Pasir Puteh and SMK Pasir Puteh. Many students fall ill and having breathing difficulties because of the toxic fumes. This is because of the authorities not dispose the toxic waste correctly. There is also many symptoms that came from the student, which is nausea, dizziness, and also vomiting after inhale the toxic fumes. 21 students from 2 schools is warded and transferred to emergency or ICU because of the toxicity that came from the Kim Kim River. More, air poisoning also affected 106 to 207 victims and become more worse and affect more people. Next, toxic fumes also have their side effects such as irritation of eyes, nose, and throat, also cause suffocate and systemic effect. More serious, air pollution can also cause long-term damage to people's nerve, brain, kidney, liver, and also other organs, like asthma attack and bronchitis that exacerbate heart disease, and due to heart attack, also heart failure and lastly die. According to the data, almost 1.3 km of the river are polluted and affect many activities. For example, the angler and also the fishermen will affected because of the toxicity pollution. This is because the toxicity will disrupt the community of the river, especially freshwater fish. One of the witnesses that saw many fish died and floating at the river because the quality of the water is not suitable for marine life. Besides that, in total, toxic fumes affect almost 6,000 people and hospitalized 2,775 people, and most of the patient is the student from the nearest school and also the villagers that live near the river. There's also 111 schools were ordered to close to take care the people health. For the next slide, what is the material of the toxicity? Most of the toxicity is contain methane and benzene. There is also the toxic gas that emitted such as acrolein, acrylonitrile, ethylbenzene, hydrogen cyanide, toluene, and also the others. There is the specific effect depends on the type of the material. This photo shows the effect from each material. One of the important person that discharged and responsible about this accident is Malaysian Fire and Rescue Director Muhammad Hamdan Wahid. He also mobilized many contractors for the cleaning process, but taking a long time. The problem also almost affect the nearest country from Johor, which is Singapore, but it's still safe and still can be handled. Lastly, this photo shows the difference before and after the toxic pollution happened. If you guys can see, the difference from the color of the water and the floating waste at the riverside. There is also the photo that shows the workers is checking the quality of water that are really important for the environment. And this photo shows how harmful the toxicity in river.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Daniel Afizi bin Wan Muhammad Zukri, and I will be talking about the mitigation or the actions that were taken to reduce the impact from the pollution. When the Kim Kim River was polluted, the residents living in Pasir Gudang had suffered serious health problems. Due to the uprising cases, the government decided to take drastic measures by securing the area through a declaration of an emergency. This way, residents living nearby need to be cautious and to keep them away from the affected site. Schools in the area were forced to shut down to prevent students from inhaling harmful fumes. The river was not cleaned immediately because it might cause a chemical reaction and releasing more toxic into the air. Therefore, the Department of Environment decided to take a sample and identify the chemical that was contaminating the river. During the research, military force was tasked to control the area to keep others away from the affected site. Furthermore, the Health Ministry provided affected families medical assistance and examinations. For those who were in severe condition, was taken to the ward for intensive care. After the chemical was identified, the experts can start cleansing the river from the toxins safely and effectively. According to the Environment Quality Act 1974, Section 34B, no person shall place, deposit or dispose of, or cause or permit to place, except at prescribed premises only, any scheduled waste on land or into Malaysian waters, receive or send, or cause permit to be received or send any scheduled waste in Malaysia, or transit or cause or permit the transit of scheduled waste without any prior written approval of the Director General. The Director General may grant the written approval either subject to conditions or unconditionally. For the purpose of this Act, any act of receiving or sending or transit of any scheduled waste with an approval obtained through falsification, misrepresentation, or fraud, which does not conform in a material way with the relevant document in such form as may be prescribed, shall be an offence. Any person who contravenes this section shall be guilty of an offence and shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 500,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years or to both. Prevention is better than cure is a common phrase we heard nowadays, and the USA did exactly just that by removing the pollution straight from the source. In the United States, the Clean Water Act sets standards for water quality, which is based on three key components. First, an anti-degradation statement is made, which states the condition under which water quality is allowed to be lowered. Secondly, the stream used is classified as domestic water supply, industrial water supply, fish and aquatic life, recreation, irrigation, livestock, watering, wildlife, or navigation. The third component is the water quality criteria, or the degree of water quality that is required for its designated use. The Act allows the quality of streams intended for industrial purposes to be degraded more than a stream intended to provide domestic drinking water, for example. In some countries, if companies exceeded pollution limits, they can be fined. Now, I will hand over the microphone to Muhammad Akif to conclude this case study.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akif Ali bin Jalani, and I would like to make the conclusion about this case study. In conclusion, there are lots of lessons we should learn from this issue. We should take the necessary actions to overcome it, as we desperately need further serious action to protect our environment in order to have a better quality of life, not only for humans but for other living creatures as well. The responsible parties, such as government, individuals, and community, should play their roles in taking care of the environment. There will be more cases like Kim Kim River if we fail to protect our environment. Thank you. This is all our reference for this case study. That's all from us. Thank you.